Let's get, I always hit the wrong one. Let's get nuts. What's happening, guys? Welcome to Film Junkee Live. It is, of course, October 2nd. Day after, yes, the B-Day, but happy birthday to one of my really good friends. His name is David also, but I call him Vasquez. So happy birthday to him. It is Wine Wednesday, and cheers. Cheers to him, and cheers to everybody out there. Delicious. How we doing? Hopefully you guys are doing good. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Do all that. Hopefully you guys had a good Tuesday, had a good Wednesday. We're halfway through the week. That's always fun. Who we got out here, huh? We got Ryan. What's happening? Thank you for the belated birthday. I think Elseworlds and DCU should be separate. We got James right here. Hope all is well. How you feeling about the DCU news coming out? Well, that's what we're going to be talking about. First thing, I'm excited, although I would prefer if it was one whole cohesive universe like the MCU. What do you think? We'll talk about that. What's going on, Mr. Fear Jason? What is happening? We got Jose Hernandez right here. I just saw Joker 2, and I thought it was good, but the movie is going to end up being super, I think you mean divisive with people. What are your box office predictions for it? Well, we're going to be talking about those projections, so at least we have that. What's going on? Taladia Plays. What's happening? And we got Miss Lisa Jackson. How you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you, darling. And let's see. And, of course, thank you for the gifted... You gifted a membership, so I appreciate that. We also got Mama Film Junkie. Good to see you, Mom. Love you. And let's see who else we got. Waving. Let's see. I think that pretty much, let's see. I'm trying to just get everybody who's saying hi. We got Music Man right here. Good to see you. We got Eric. What's happening? Rock on. We got Super Godzilla X Vlogs. Hi, Robin, the animated movie coming with stop motion and live action sets here in new movies. Not sure what all the emojis are indicating. I don't know if you're excited for it or you're shitting on it. I don't know. It's interesting. We got Rez97 right here. Glad to be, yes, always glad to see new people in the chat. Always fun. We got Ronak right here. What's happening? Let's see, Dave, I will buy 20 memberships on October 18th if you make a You Stole My Face drop for one stream. You Stole My Face drop. What is, oh, is that from The Flash? Is that The Flash? I could bring something. I could do something with that. What's going on, RJ? Haven't gotten a chance to read all the DC All-In books yet, but excited to dive in when I can. WBD is spending a lot of money marketing this. They're doing TV promotions now. Well, that's good. That's good. I know I saw that the All-In books are going out today, so that's good. We got Watcher. Hello. Is it me you're looking for? All right. We got Mr. Axel Droga right here. Good to see you too, bud. All right, guys. Again, make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. And do all that. Hit that like, thumbs up. Hopefully you guys are doing good. I mean, hey, man, we got playoff baseball happening right now. And I'll also raise my glass right here because I don't know what's going on right now. I don't know what's going on when it... I mean, it's just like... It just seems like for like what? How many consecutive days? For like 5 consecutive days, we kept losing legends, icons, people that we watched on TV and movies. Where we lost John Amos, man, and he passed away. Let's see, what was it? He passed away at, how old was he again? He passed away at the age of 84. Of course, you know, a lot of people know him from Good Times. I think the first time I saw, I mean, obviously he was in Roots. But he's been in so many different things. But I remember he also was in Fresh Prince for a time too. I think that was one of the things where I remember him like the most. Obviously, he was in Coming to America, and again, it's like, man, we lost James Earl Jones, and then of course we lost both the dads, I guess you could say, from Coming to America. But yeah, cheers to him. And he died at the age of 84. So I mean, he lived a full life, but man, and he's got something else that's coming out. I think it's like the spinoff or the new Suits show. He's going to be in that. So, man, it's just every day. It was like somebody was like freaking, it's like what was going on right there? All crazy. Just like all right there, man. So, yeah. Anyways, cheers to him. All right, let's go ahead and get started with, we got some pretty cool Venom The Last Dance posters right here. Not too shabby. We got a Cinemark's XD right here. That's pretty cool, like a little neon sign happening. And then, of course, we got this one right here for IMAX, which looks really good, too. Two very, very good posters right here for Venom. So, and then there was a couple other posters too, but yeah, remember it's coming out at the end of the month, October 25th. Tom Hardy also posted on his Instagram, and there was a quote from him saying that, yep, this is it, no more Venom movies after this, no more Venom movies after this for Tom Hardy, which is, a lot of us were just going, can't we see him at least, his version of Venom take on a Spider-Man? I mean, a lot of us wanted him to take on what's his Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man. They wanted him to take on that. It'd be like, yeah, why don't you have him do that instead of him taking on Tom Holland's Spider-Man? But who knows? Missed opportunity. And I'll be watching Venom: The Last Dance. I mean, I've been kind of like when it comes to the movies, they're fun movies. I mean, Carnage was not all that great. I like the first one though. The Carnage one, I think I might have watched it twice. I might have watched it one more time, but I don't know. But anyway, speaking of watching movies, guys, hey, after the family, opens the presents, opens their gifts on Christmas morning, I mean, we have so many Christmas movies coming out. And speaking of, when we're talking about Marvel villains, you can go see Kraven, an R-rated movie where he bites the nose off of somebody. You can go see that movie. You can also go see this movie that a lot of people were talking about called Babygirl, a spicy little, movie with Nicole Kidman where she has an affair. I mean, you could go see this movie. You could take, the whole family to go see this movie, I guess. But, I mean, this movie looks pretty good, looks pretty spicy, I will say that. And then, of course, you could see Nosferatu. I mean, if you want to go see that one. Why the fuck are they releasing all these movies on Christmas Day? I'm just like going, is there an actual Christmas movie? I mean, they tend to release Christmas movies, I guess, prior, they want to release those in November, so then you can, have the whole month. But it's just so funny. Like, we have all these R-rated movies coming out on Christmas Day. It's like, I think there was like another one too, another movie that came out, I'm just like, what the hell? But no, this movie looks, fairly spicy, Young man has an affair. Well, she has an affair with a younger guy. That's right up my alley. Anyways, okay. And then speaking of trailers, they released like a new trailer for, I'm very much looking forward to this series, the franchise that, of course, is basically mocking, of course, franchise movies, superhero movies, and everything like that. And one of the funny jokes that I like from this is, well, there's this guy, the main star.
I'm first assistant director. It was my job to keep the actors from killing themselves.
I might be having a few side effects from my human growth hormones.
Right there. I just had to laugh at that. I had to laugh at the fact that it was like, oh yeah, he's talking about human growth hormones. What's the worst kept secret in Hollywood? Of course, it's the human growth hormone aspect of it. And I just thought it was funny because, we were talking about a lot of that when it came to what's his name when it came to, sorry, I had to change the background, totally forgot. But when it came to like Hugh Jackman, you know, I just thought that was funny that they immediately make a joke about like the main stars having a reaction to human growth hormones, because they all do it. They all do it. It's the worst kept secret in Hollywood now. And it's like, why don't we just admit that, yeah, there has to take some, you know, and they all do it. I don't care whether you're David Cornsweet took it, Henry Cavill took it, Ben Affleck probably took it. You know, they all take shit. They all take shit to get in that shape in a little bit amount of time right there and keep that good shape. Peptides, all that stuff. It's whatever. But I just thought that was funny. I'm very much looking forward to that series. There's already people that are talking about, they're already reviewing it. I already saw some reviews online. I saw one in particular review of that series, and they basically said that after a couple of few episodes, they already ran out of ideas to mock, I guess. So I guess it kind of fell flat. So I'm kind of worried about that. I'm like, oh yeah, do they go too hard on making fun of this whole thing where they don't actually have like a good story? It's all about just over the top making fun of all this. Hopefully not. I'm looking forward to that though, for sure. All right, let's see what else we got here. Okay, just stuff. Of course, there was like a crazy little debate last night that I don't really care. Who cares, right? I mean, some people care, but whoever you're voting for, I'm sure won the debate. That's all I got to say about that. And what is this, too? Did you guys notice this? I don't know. I don't watch a lot of, like, regular cable TV, but obviously with the NFL back and watching the baseball playoffs, what is going on with, like, okay, so there are commercials that are just absolutely banking on The Office right now. I don't know. I was just noticing like anytime there's like a, you know, every other or every couple of other commercial breaks when I was watching baseball last night, I see a commercial for, I forgot which coffee it is, but you have Steve Carell and John Krasinski reuniting in that commercial. And then you got a Honey Nut Cheerios commercials that has 3 of the other actors from The Office. I'm like, man, they're really trying to bank in on The Office reunions, I guess you could say. And I'm like, where's what's her name? Where's Pam? I forgot her actual name. But where's she at? Where's she at in some of these commercials? But anyways. And then, guys, Andrew Garfield, shocker, he got asked yet again on a possible return to Spider-Man. And what did he say? You're never going to believe what he said. Thank you, Miss Lisa, for giving another membership. But here's what he had to say right here. I would 100% come back if it was the right thing. I love that character, and it brings joy. If part of what I bring is joy, then I'm joyful in return. A lot of joys in there, but yes, I can't wait for them to ask Andrew Garfield again in the next couple of days, would he return to Spider-Man? And anytime that he has any kind of project out there, they're going to ask if he wants to return to Spider-Man. I'm sure he's absolutely 100% sick of getting the question, but it's part of the gig. It's part of the gig. But yes, they asked him yet again, and he said yet again that he would come back as Spider-Man. It's like, come on, stop asking the guy. Stop asking the guy. Okay, I hate it when this happens. Sorry. When I get somebody like send me something like a photo, I'm like, oh God, is it like a screenshot? Is something wrong on the stream? So, anyways, it's all good. And I thought this was pretty cool right here. Dustin Macy. Obviously, we got Smile 2 coming out. Smile 2 is going to be coming out. He made like a Joker version of the poster right here. That's pretty sweet. Like a Joker type of version of the poster. I mean, it reminds me of the Joker right there. So that's pretty cool art from Dustin Macy right there. Oh, we got my bestie right here. That's right, guys, my bestie. That is Rachel Zegler. That's right. She talked about, well, she was in like a whole spread when it came to, I think it was Variety. I'm just reading the quote right here from the Hollywood Handle. But, yeah, she had a whole spread where, of course, she's just going to be like, championing herself. She's fighting for, all women out there and everything like that. She's all about that, which, it's all bullshit. They say that stuff, but they don't really mean it, but they pretend to. But she talked about something specific that I saw, and I'm like, when it comes to Snow White, because remember, the Snow White movie is still coming out, that trailer that we saw that came out at, what was it, D23, right? That didn't look, again, when it comes to me, I'm not even about like the live action Disney movies. I haven't even seen them all, but this is what she had to say right here. So, Rachel Zegler reveals that instead of Skin as White as Snow, Snow White live action will feature a new origin story for the princess name. It fell back to another version of Snow White that was told in history, where she survived a snowstorm that occurred when she was a baby. And so the king and queen decided to name her Snow White to remind her of the resilience. All right, fine. Obviously, because her skin isn't, she's not pale. So they had to do something. They had to pull something from history. And I'm like, all right, that's perfectly fine. Obviously, there's going to be people that don't like it, and they absolutely don't like it. So to me, like I said, I don't really care. But I know people who take this shit way too seriously. They're going to be like, what the hell, man? And I'm just kind of going like, well, that's what they're going to do. And they have her. This thing is probably going to be a disaster. Who knows? It's probably going to flop. Most likely. I don't know. Seems like the buzz around it, I don't even know when it's coming out. When is it actually coming out? But there you go. They're going to go for a different kind of explanation, something that was told in history. I was like, when I saw that it was told in history, I'm like, is Snow White supposed to be based on an actual person? Okay, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, so she survived a snowstorm, so that's why they call her Snow White. There you go. There you go. Yeah, of course, it's just, but those live action dwarfs, that's what's going to freaking sell the movie right there. Thank you, Peter Dinklage. Peter Dinklage, thank you for, not, for the actual dwarf actors out there that were trying to get that job. Now they couldn't get it because you made us think about it. Anyway, speaking of live action, well, I was going through my tweets right here, but did you guys see that I was not like a huge fan of it. I was not like a huge fan of this TV series. Let's see. Why are weird sounds just happening in my apartment right now? Okay, I don't know. That's the second time I've heard like some weird sound. No idea what just happened. I might have a ghost now, guys. Just saying. See, last week, you had the motorcycle guy, or 2 weeks ago. Now I got like a ghost. Before I started the stream, I heard a noise in my kitchen. Had no idea what it was. Now I just heard something in, my area right here, and I have no idea what the hell just happened. Anyway, so here we go. Yeah, well, something happens, it's fine. But this right here, Rugrats. Now, I watched the show a little bit. I wasn't like the biggest fan, but apparently, yes, there's going to be a live action Rugrats. Why are they calling it live action? Because, no, it's not going to be live action when it comes to these little guys. Live action / CGI hybrid Rugrats movie in the works. That's right. So there's going to be creepy little CGI hybrid babies like these guys that are going to be, yeah. I thought, why? Remember the last time we had CGI babies? Talking to you, Andy Muschietti. Just kidding. Oh, I know. A lot of people give shit to The Flash for the CGI babies in the opening scene. Even though I thought that scene was cool, but... oh, God. Oh. Remember this monstrosity when it came to the Twilight series? Ah! Yeah. Remember that? Oh. That was when... Edward and Bella had their baby, and they made it. You want to talk about a horrible CGI baby? That was. What were they thinking? They just knew that they were gonna fucking sell tickets. They didn't care what the baby looked like, but holy Lord, crazy PTSD when it comes. Oh man, but hey, you know what? Why not? Let's see what happens. Hey, it could be a winner, guys. Could be a winner. Could very well be a winner. And then, of course, we're going to be talking about DCU stuff, but Dick. That's right, guys, Dick. There's so much Dick coming our ways. We're going to be just to our eyelids in Dick. There's so much Dick that we're going to be receiving, and I think a lot of you are ready for all this Dick that we're actually going to get. That's right. Cover your ears. I know. Sorry. I use that word a lot. But yes, a lot of Dick is coming because look at this list right here. Obviously, we're going to be talking about the dynamic duo, but we also got Batman Ninja and the Yakuza League, world's finest, new creative team of Nightwing with Dan Waters writing and Dexter Soy on art. Titans. Then of course he leads the DC universe once again in absolute power. So we got all kinds of Dick coming our way. So there you go. You guys ready for all that? Huh? There we go. Sorry, I just had to make the jokes. So much, just hopefully you're ready for all that. You ready for all that? Hopefully you are. But I just saw that. I was like, Jesus Christ, that's a lot of Dick. That's a lot of Dick. That's a lot of Dick. That's what they should name the whole thing. They should just give Dick Grayson like his own like little universe and just be like, that's a lot of Dick. I don't know. Anyways, you want to see what Michael Keaton looks like when they mash him up into the Batman the Animated Series on the building with a lightning bolt? That's cool right there. Hey, Superhero Notes posted this poster right here. Not too shabby. So you got Michael Keaton's Batman, and I love that the fact that it's Batman 89. It's the Batman 89 costume right there. You guys know I love the Batman 89 costume. When it comes to his costumes, that's the best one. It definitely is. It definitely is. So, and then you guys know we got of course, the trailer a few weeks ago for Mickey 17. Very much looking forward to the movie from Bong Joon-ho, starring Robert Pattinson. It has been rated, and it is rated R for violence, language throughout, sexual content, and drug material. Drug material? What? Sexual content? Huh? I mean, I figured. I mean, when you watch the trailer, it's like, yeah, this is going to be rated R. And I know some people are still going like, why would they put this in January? But at the same time, I'm like, I'm hoping it's going to be that hit in January because, yes, I know like when it comes to movies that get released in certain months, like September and January, movies get released and they just kind of go to die essentially. But sometimes you get those little sleeper hits, man. And I'm hoping that Mickey 17 is one of those hits that shows up in January. Now that you know that it's rated R and stuff like that, I'm like, fuck yeah, man. Very much looking forward to it. It's a sad day, guys. Absolutely sad day. And we're going to see more of this. And it's sad because growing up, there was nothing, before all this internet stuff, before all, and the fucking, your phone and shit, and getting all this information just, basically just shot into our faces instantly. I always loved when I went to the grocery store with my mom or even just anywhere that had a magazine section. I always loved to go into the magazine section and start looking, especially when it came to movies. Entertainment Weekly, Total Film, Empire Magazine. Well, when it comes to Total Film, Gladiator 2 is on the cover of Total Film's upcoming issue 356, which hits print and digital newsstands on October 10th. It's with a heavy heart that we announce that this will be the final issue of the print magazine. Oh, why aren't you working? Oh, man. I don't want to hear that, but at the same time, that's just where everything's going. But don't be surprised if this happens with all the other magazines. You know, it's just no longer profitable. Nobody's buying physical magazines. And then it makes you worry about, you know, when it comes to comic books, it makes you worry about that as well, you know, when it comes to something physical, you know, soon like things physical are just like disappearing. I mean, for fuck's sake, I mean, it's happening. But at the same time, I blame myself because I don't go buy these magazines. I mean, unless it's something that I want to. But, you know, when it even comes to just physical media, I mean, it's just dying. It's just dying. Physical media is dying. But, yeah, Total Film is just closing shop when it comes to print. They're still going to be posting things on their website and everything like that. But, yeah, it just kind of sucks, man. So, yeah, there you go. Yeah, it's just one of those things where, like, you know, obviously people nowadays, they don't know what it was like. I remember any time that I go to the grocery store, I go to the magazine section. And start looking through and seeing what was like movie news. That was me, essentially what I do now when I open up fucking Twitter. You know, I used to be me just going to, you know, to the magazine section at the grocery store because, you know, and then of course when you walk up and you see magazines at the cashier and you're looking at those too, it's gone now. Sad, but what can you do? Okay, I did not think that I was going to read this quote today. Like, what the hell? What the hell? It's one of those things where you just see a report from the Hollywood Reporter and you see a quote and you go, yeah, I did not think that was actually going to be a thing. It's going to be a thing, but it is a thing today because, well, Barry Sonnenfeld decided to let us know that Will Smith is a farter. Barry Sonnenfeld recalls a Will Smith fart on the set of Men in Black. Will Smith is a farter. It's just some people are. We evacuated the stage for about 3 hours, and that's incredible. He's a lovely guy, but he farts. Some do, some don't. Yeah, so Will Smith is a farter. I guess nobody knew, but now we know. And, I mean, I guess, like, when it comes to Will Smith and Chris Rock, he could have just did the happier thing and just right in his face as opposed to slapping him. But, you know, right now, like, Will Smith, when it comes to his marriage is a big... for sure, but, and then, of course, he wants to reinvigorate his career because hopefully his career is not but, you know, it's just kind of crazy. There you go. I don't know if we actually needed to know that, but there you go. Will Smith is a farter, everybody. What? Holy crap. Or should I say holy? Okay. One last one. Sorry. But, yeah, that was an actual... It's like, did not think I was going to see that. Did not think I was actually going to see that today. And then, let me get a better one here. Saw this, and let's get a better one right here. Yeah. Let's see. I don't want to... Okay, here we go. So... Nicolas Cage! Guess what started filming today, or at least this week? I don't know if it was actually today, but that's what they're reporting. But Spider-Man Noir has started filming today, and we got our first images of Nicolas Cage from Spider-Man Noir. There he is, not wearing the Spider-Man Noir costume, but, you know, he's being a detective, it looks like. And there he is again. We don't know what's happening, but something is happening. But there he is. I imagine, I know some people are worried, but I imagine that he will get the actual full-on Spider-Man Noir costume. It'd be a waste. It'd be an absolute waste if they didn't actually put him in the actual costume. It seems like this is just something where his version of Peter Parker is just like investigating something. Something's happening. It looks like he might be on a bridge or something. He might be on a bridge. You know, Spider-Man likes to be on bridges. You know, there's something about bridges, Spider-Man. It just kind of goes hand in hand. So, I'm not sure exactly what that is. But hopefully, they release like a cool little image of him actually in the Spider-Man Noir costume. It would really suck, too, if they were like, no, we don't actually have a costume. I'll be like, what? No, they definitely have to have a costume. Come on. There's no way that they don't. The live-action Spider-Man. You didn't know about that, Eric? Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's going to be good. It's going to be interesting. So, but speaking of Spider-Man, well, obviously, you know, the popcorn buckets are just, they're the thing this year. Ever since Dune Part 2, I mean, it's just the year of the popcorn bucket. And I already showed you that there was like already an image from Venom, The Last Dance, like what that looks like. But Spider-Man News posted these images right here, and I'm just kind of going like, I mean, I think they probably did it on purpose, but phrasing, Venom The Last Dance merch is now being sold in cinemas, which is basically the popcorn bucket. You can now eat out Venom or drink Venom's liquid. Yeah, okay. Poor choice of words, but yes, people were posting this right here. So you can also get a Venom cup and drink liquid and all that stuff. But yeah, I'm just kind of going like, wow, you can now eat out Venom or drink Venom's liquid. Getting a little hot in here. It's getting a little hot in here, huh? Jesus Christ. So apparently Venom is, was he gender fluid? Probably. But yeah, phrasing. Holy Lord. Be amazing if Spider-Man Noir was the style of Sin City. I agree. I think I said that when they announced it. I was like, wouldn't it be cool if it was in that style? AMC, let's put a smile on face. Yes. And then speaking of awesome shit, awesome things that are happening. Okay, so I don't care what anybody says, all right? You know, when it comes to Ben Affleck's Batman, you know, people, obviously, they didn't like Ben Affleck's Batman. Obviously, there are people that just hated the Snyderverse in general. But hey, let's face it, when it comes to how he looks as Batman, I mean, he looks great as Batman. And that's why he's like my favorite cinematic Batman look and just the way he was in there. But now we got some new figurines that are coming out from Queen Studios right here. Look at that. Look at that detail. We got Ben Affleck's Bruce Wayne from Justice League. Stylish. That looks cool. Look at the detail and all that. But that's not it. They got everything. Look at all that. Look at all the different costumes. You got Nightmare Batman. You got Armored Batman. You got the tactical suit. And then, of course, you have the regular. It looks like it probably is the regular Justice League suit. I think they already had the BVS suit. They already released that. Maybe they did. I don't know. But, of course, the BVS suit's the best one. But, I mean, that is so cool right there. If only. If I had the funds. But, yeah, this is at the Shanghai Wonder Festival that is happening. So, it's happening right now. So, that just looks so freaking cool. So cool. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So, there you go, guys. Yeah. There you go. Cheers to that. Cheers to that, man. Anyways, all right. So, did somebody say, is he drunk? Brian, you said, is he drunk? Come on, man. Don't say that. All right, let's get to the topics at hand here. Trying to find the tweets because, you know, obviously we have all this right here. We'll do the article first, I guess. All right. Well, I mean, in the story, he was, he did like his booze, right? So. All right, let's talk about this random fucking movie that's coming out from DC Studios that I don't think anybody saw coming for sure, because it's like, who would actually think that this was actually going to be a thing? But yes, guys, we have the dynamic duo that is a Robin's origin story. What the hell's going on with this? But here we go. Here's the Deadline article right here. We got the dynamic duo logo that was posted, and it says the Robin's origin story, dynamic duo in the works with DC Studios, WPA, and 6th and Idaho, which of course is Matt Reeves. That's where his studio and everything. Movie to be made with puppetry animation. What puppetry? What are we talking about here? Here's a really cool project that's greenlit at DC Studios and Warner Brothers Pictures Animation Dynamic Duo. It will mark the first joint project between DC Studios and Bill Damaschke-led WPA. The 6th and Idaho movie, scripted by Matthew Aldrich, is being made by a new animation studio out of New Orleans named Swaybox. And that studio's husband and wife creators, Arthur Mintz and Teresa Anderson. Mintz will direct this movie, which follows the early days of Dick Grayson and Jason Todd, a.k.a. The Robins. Note the storyline here isn't connected to Matt Reeves' Batman and the Penguin canon. There's a cute dog right there. All right. Swaybox uses technology known as Momo animation, which is cross between CGI animation, practical elements of stop motion, and live-action real-time performance. The result is long-form storytelling billed as visually breathtaking, dramatically expressive, and more human. DC Studios' James Gunn and Peter Safran, Swaybox Studios' Anderson, and 6th and Idaho's Reeves are producers on Dynamic Duo. Executive producers include Michael Uslan. And then we got a quote from Matt Reeves right here. I've wanted to make a film with Arthur and Swaybox for many years, and for that film to be Dynamic Duo, an incredibly special and unique Batman and Robin story for families, is a dream, Reeves said. What? What is going on here, huh? I specifically love when all this was happening yesterday, and the interactions that I was happening when in my mentions and talking to people on Twitter. The thing that stood out the most, because obviously, people will take any opportunity to shit on anything DC, even though they're DC fans. They were looking at what, puppetry? Puppetry? What are we doing here? Puppetry? There's going to be puppets? And I'm like, it literally says it's Momo animation, which is a cross between CGI animation, practical elements of stop motion, and live action real-time performances. I'm like, read the article. But I kept on, even in even in a chat, people were making fun. I was in like a group chat, and they were like, what are we doing here? Of course, there was like, it's puppets, going to be puppets. I'm like, no, it's going to be, and I'll show you like one of their reels that they had when it comes to this certain kind of animation. But yeah. So the question that we have, because obviously when it comes to this article right here, where it specifically states that this is not connected to Matt Reeves' universe, nothing to the Batman, nothing to the Penguin. So naturally, I was just kind of going like, well, wait a minute. If that's not the case, if Matt Reeves is all about this, which he is, and so is James Gunn, I was just kind of going like, okay, so it's got to be tied to the DCU because what did James Gunn say?
In film and television for a long time. And it's one of, our jobs, mine and Peter's, is to come in and make sure the DCU is connected in film, television, gaming, and animation. That the characters are consistent, played by the same actors, and it works within one story.
Okay. So I'm assuming that, so if we're going to be doing this story, Dick Grayson and Jason Todd, they're going to be, whoever's going to be cast as them, and we're going to show like maybe like an origin story or some kind of backstory before we get to Brave and the Bold and Teen Titans, apparently, that we are going to have some kind of story that you might not even have to like watch or anything like that, but it's going to be like a story that's connected to the DCU. Now I'm questioning that. Especially with like, when you see what Matt Reeves said, he's talking about a family story. And then the guy who's directing it, he directed that one Pixar movie. And I'm just kind of going like, is this another Elseworlds? Is this another Elseworlds? At first, I was like, I was thinking, man, this has got to be. And I apologize to you, RJ. I remember like we were going back and forth that I was like, well, the article says this, so it's got to be DCU. But now I'm not so sure. Now I'm not so sure that it is. And it might just be some family movie one-off thing that's not tied to anything. And I'm like, well, that's kind of weird when you're trying to build a universe. That's what just that's what's throwing me off about this whole thing. I'm like, wait, what are we doing here? That's what's so weird about this. I don't know. So now I'm questioning it, and even talking with other people, I was like, oh, wait, yeah, is it? Questioning. And now I'm questioning. Oh. So what are we thinking out there? You think it's Elseworlds? Elseworlds? Everybody's think it's Elseworlds. It's got to be connected to Brave and Bold. Yeah, no. I'm just like, you would think that they would want to do that. Because I was thinking like, yeah, it would be perfect. It'd be perfect because then you can cast your Dick Grayson, you cast your Jason Todd, and then you use those actors, and it's like, what the hell? And it's funny too because it just, yeah, that's why I think a lot of us just kind of assumed it. Just absolutely assumed it. Here's James Gunn's tweet right here. Over the moon. Hey. Over the moon. It says like, over the moon, excited to announce the newest DC Studios Warner Brothers Pictures animation green lit film for theaters. This is coming out in theaters. Dynamic duo, the story of Robin, or should I say Robins, as in Dick Grayson and Jason Todd. The first feature film from the visionary Swaybox, a mix of animation, puppetry, and CGI, a script from the wonderfully talented Matt Aldrich, produced with our partners at Matt Reeves' 6th and Idaho. This is something special. And then, of course, Matt Reeves said, couldn't be more excited. Yeah. And, of course, naturally, there's going to be the people who hate James Gunn who are still okay with Matt Reeves. They're probably not too happy with it. But, hey, what can he do? What can he do? I'm like, yeah, people are going to probably turn on Matt Reeves. Yeah, they were already kind of turning on Matt Reeves. But it seems like Matt Reeves is going to be having some input. The way I'm looking at it is like Matt Reeves is definitely going to have a lot of input when it comes to things that are happening with DC right now. I think that's one of the things that they worked out when it came to a lot of this stuff. Like he's getting his universe. He was helping out with Caped Crusader. Now he's helping out with this. And it seems like that Arkham show is going to be part of the DCU. Maybe. Now I'm questioning that too. But I think it seems like that Arkham show that's also going to be part of the DCU. He's going to be helping with that. So it seems like Matt Reeves is definitely going to be a creative force when it comes to things that are happening with DC Studios, which I'm like, great, please. Yes, I love Matt Reeves. Have him in there. But yeah, it's just like a weird question. It's a weird question. It's a weird question when it comes to all this stuff. But I'm just like going, why would you not want to connect this to the DCU? And that's where I was like, because it just made sense. It just made sense that if you're going to spread everything out through all this, but then at the same time, I'm going, all right, well, you're not doing what they're doing over at Marvel Studios. That's cool, at least. At least you're not doing that. But at the same time, I'm like, you have an opportunity. You have this Bat family that's already going to be established. You're going to have Damian Wayne as your Robin in your Batman movie, so why not have like a little backstory when it comes to Dick Grayson and Jason Todd or something? I don't know. But then at the same time, if you want to make something family oriented, you can't really do that, because if you're going to have Jason Todd in your story, it's got to be a little dark. But then I'm like, are they doing like the original Jason Todd story? Because, and what they're talking about, because, they changed the Jason Todd story. When Jason Todd came in originally, it didn't have it wasn't fully, it was kind of similar to Dick Grayson. But then, of course, they did the Death in the Family, and then it's like, whoa, you can't really talk about that. But I don't know. I guess we'll find out. It just seems a little weird that you're not going to do that. And then for anybody who is wondering exactly what it means, you know, and it's not just going to be, you know, Dick Grayson and Jason Todd being like, you know, just... Sorry, I got that. That's my impression of a puppet right there on strings. It's not going to be that. It's going to be this.
Would you say grace, please?
So comparing this to the Iron Giant, to animation, to this animation right here.
Oh my god.
Which looks pretty cool.
God. We thank you for the food that Mom has put in front of us, and stop the devil from doing bad things, and get out of here.
So there you go. That's what it's going to look like right there. That's what it's going to look like. That's something that they posted recently, too. That's something they posted recently. Let's see. Do I have the other? Let me see if there's the other reel. Hold on. There's something else that they posted, too, which was like a full-on reel of like stuff that they were doing. Where's it at? Where's it at? Oh, man. Scroll too much. Here we go. I know that video was out there. Here we go. So we have stuff like this too. But this is from 2017. So this was like 7 years ago. So the technology's even gotten better. This is Swaybox. This is on their. This is a reel off their website right here.
So look, when Haggerty shows up, I'll grab him quick and tell him how he can fit into the campaign.
Hey, I don't know that we need to.
So that's what it would look like. That's why it's like a combination of all that, which gives a pretty specific look. A pretty specific look when it comes to animation. And I'm like, all right, that's cool. But again, I'm just like, man, this is not going to be. Is this not going to be connected to the DCU? That's the thing that loses me a little bit. I'm like, you have an opportunity to do that, and you're not going to connect it. It's just going to be like a one-off little Elseworlds thing. But I do appreciate, okay, so you're appreciating the Elseworlds. So if James Gunn, if you're going to, you know, appreciate more Elseworlds stuff, make sure Constantine 2 happens. I'm just saying, you know, Constantine 2, make sure that happens. I don't fucking know. So there you go. I don't know. It's all very interesting. All very interesting. But, I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I'll watch it no matter what. But at the same time, it's just, like I said, it just seems like you're missing an opportunity here to do something. But, what can they do, I guess? What else is going on in DCU? I already talked about that. Well, we also have, well, when it comes to other stuff, well, I mean, speaking of animation and stuff like that, apparently Batwheels, you know, over on Cartoon Network, that got renewed for a season 3, so that's working for DC. Seems like things are working for DC, which is good. And, of course, The Penguin is working. That is like the number one, you know, it's the top show right now. It's the top series on Max, so everybody's watching that. It's getting great views. So that's good. And then, of course, it's getting great reviews as well. There was like a whole poster that was just showing it. I was trying to find it right now. Let's see if I can find that poster. I should have had it ready to go. But there was like a whole poster. There it is right there. This whole poster right here. Mesmerizing and masterful. Epic television. Outstanding performances. Riveting and one of the best TV series of the year. Colin Farrell is mesmerizing. Superbly made and smartly written. Christina Milioti is terrific. Leaves you breathless. So yeah, Colin Farrell is a revelation. Deserves all the awards. Yeah, he's definitely going to get the awards. So, yep, it's looking good for the Penguin. See, that's the thing too. Is like that's what's working. So they're not gonna. There's no way. I know some people were thinking that James Gunn's going to cancel Matt Reeves stuff. No, he's not. No, he's not, because that is 100% working. He's definitely not going to be canceling any of that. And then, of course, Matt Reeves is working with James Gunn, so it's all good. Everything's good there. Everything's good there. So, we needn't have to worry about Matt Reeves getting anything canceled right now. But moving along to this right here that was just random. I didn't even know this until, okay, so, I mean, we heard that there was a rumor out there that something was happening, but then I see this from DC Film on Twitter, and I'm like, oh, wow, they already have a writer? Has this already been reported? But I was just like, all right, that would be one of the things I'll talk about right now when it comes to this Teen Titans movie, which, again, the dynamic duo could help lead into that. I thought maybe it could connect to that a little bit. I'm not saying that the dynamic duo needs to lead to like Batman Brave and the Bold or Teen Titans, but it could have like a little connection. I know James Gunn was really emphasizing that you don't have to do homework to watch these movies. And I'm like, yeah, okay, but just there's nothing wrong with having like something that kind of touches some of that stuff right here. But we got Miss Ana Naguara, who's a DC Universe builder. A lot is writing on James Gunn's DC Cinematic Universe reboot. Yep. Particularly after the last one imploded. And to get it right, the DC Studios chief enlisted Ana Naguara, an actress turned scribe, to write Supergirl. She's the one that has written the Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow script. And then apparently after that, Naguara is going to write the Teen Titans film. It's like, I feel like that was already out there, but not, I don't know. But seems like the Teen Titans film is 100% happening, and she's writing it. And again, I'm like, okay, you announced the Robins movie, and we're questioning whether it's just a one-off thing, but it's like you have an opportunity to maybe, I don't know. I'm asking too much, I guess. I don't know. But there you go. There is that. We'll see, guys. I don't know. It's just, it's confusing a little bit. Dynamic duo would work in Reeves' verse easily. I don't think it would work in Reeves' verse. Reeves is too dark. I think it's too dark. Plus, if you're going to have like a DC, well, I mean, they would have to change the story. You have to change the story, which is kind of funny because the episode, this is coincidence, because the episode tonight on DC Fanimated that Scott and I are going to be talking about actually has to do with Dick Grayson and Tim Drake. Oh, well, more Dick Grayson, but it's a Robin episode. So it's like, it's just kind of funny how that is. Yeah, so there we go. But moving along and keeping, of course, into DC. Oh, we have the Joker. Joker, I have to say it wrong all the time. Joker 2. Why do you have to get all fancy with the title there, Todd Phillips? Why do you get all fancy? So, this movie, holy Lord, I'm seeing it tomorrow. So look forward to my first reaction. I'm seeing it with my dad. That's right. My dad was down to see it. And I don't know if he knows that it's going to be a musical. It'll be funny when I tell him, like, prepare yourself, Dad. You're going to get some musical elements in this movie. He actually hadn't seen the first Joker movie. It's funny because, you know, my dad's retired now. So when it comes to certain movies, I'm like, hey, you want to go see this? You know, or he'll hit me up. Hey, I want to go see this movie. And I'm like, all right, let's go see it. And, you know, it's cool. And he hadn't seen the first Joker movie, so he asked me, should I see the first Joker movie before I see this one? I'm like, yeah, that'd probably help. So he watched it today, I think, and he liked it. He thought it was interesting and different. But it's going to be curious to see like how this one. But anyways, so we got reviews for Joker 2, and they are a mixed bag. They are definitely a mixed bag. And I have seen some bad reviews. Absolutely bad reviews. I've been seeing a lot of mixed reviews. I've been seeing, you know, there's just a lot of things. And, of course, we're going to go to the Devil Fruit site to check out the reviews of Joker 2. And currently right now, it is at, get rid of that. Come on. What are they adding stuff like that? 53% on the Devil Fruit site with 74 reviews. So let's look at some of these freaking reviews right here. Got an itch on my back. There it is. That's the stuff. All right, there we go. Sorry. Don't you hate it when you got that itch like right in the center of your back? My God. All right, let's see what these are saying. Joker Folie à Deux is cheap. It costs a lot, but it's cheap. Joker fans are given a movie decided upon by 3 obnoxious bankers salivating at projected earnings on the subway. Whoa! Joker encourages Phillips to cosplay as Renegade Auteur. However, the Mature Ancien, I don't know what the hell that even says, ensures that Folie à Deux also lacks the depth or, frankly, interest to say anything meaningful despite its cavalcade of we live in a society musings. Yikes. Behind the veneer of batshit crazy spectacle lies a deceptively complex and deep thinking film obsessed with its own, God, man, they're just using like these words and I'm like, outraness? Okay, I'll just say it like that. But also intellectually daring and unquestionably original. So there you go. That's kind of a good review. Joker Folie à Deux is stylish, uneven, and fairly provocative musical that takes bold risks that don't always work, but the performances are top-notch. The movie is a dark fairy tale about obsession, celebrity fame, and criminal justice. That's a good review. One of the most egregious examples of cynical cash grab that only exists because the previous film overperformed. Some great cinematography and production design can't hide how empty and pointless the glorified epilogue is as a narrative. The madcap musical format lends itself organically to the narrative of Joker 2 because music is the language of the crazy. Or as a character puts it in the movie, it's how one balances the fractures within. Director Todd Phillips has borrowed characters from the DC Comics universe, but turned them into something raw and human. Ooh. So there you go. There's some reviews right there. That's crazy. So, I mean, it just seems like it's like a bit of a mixed bag. And what I keep on seeing is that, yeah, people are going, this movie should not exist, which, of course, when it was announced, a lot of us are going, wait a minute, why does it need to exist? And it seems like it's just kind of like it's very much like an epilogue to what was happening with the first one. And then, of course, when it comes to music, a lot of people are not feeling the music vibe. I thought when I heard that it was a musical, I went, all right, you added something to it. But then at the same time, it was like, yeah, it's almost sounding. It really is. And I think we all kind of had that idea in our head already that, well, they just kind of backed up a truck into Todd Phillips' driveway and said, hey, here you go, buddy. It doesn't sound like, according to him, this is it. This is it. He's no longer going to be doing anything. And it doesn't sound like this movie's actually going to do gangbusters like the first one. Definitely not. And it's funny because the first one had a Rotten Tomato score of 69%. But I mean, of course, take that with what you will. Who cares? If you want to go see it, go fucking see it, of course. But we have box office projections, and the box office projections right now are 55 to 60 million domestically, 140 million total worldwide. And of course, this movie cost $200 million to make, as opposed to what, 55 million the original? And that's what was so good about the original. It felt raw, and it was like a low budget, and it worked. Now you got a budget that got inflated by $145 million. And now people are just kind of going, yep, I don't know about this. But, yeah, we'll see what happens when it comes to this. It's definitely not going to make $1 billion. But now it has to make, you know the rule. It needs to make about $600 million to be a success. So that's what sucks about the fact that this got a big, huge budget. And I'm just kind of going like, yikes. It's just one of those things where it's like, hey, the first one made so much profit that, hey, let's make another one. Here's an extra $145 million there, Todd Phillips. But it just seems like he was just like, well, if I'm going to do something different, I want to shoot a musical. I think Todd Phillips always wanted to shoot a musical. And maybe he's always toyed with that. And he was like, fuck it. If they're going to give me $200 million, let's make the story into a musical. But yeah, I've been seeing some scathing reviews on Twitter. It's like, whoa. So that's always funny. Good job, Warner Brothers. Oh, and some people, of course, are like, is James Gunn not going to fucking take credit for the failure of this? And I'm like, again, guys, stipulations in his contract and the fact that this is not under the DC Studios brand, that's why he has... James Gunn, I don't think he's... he hasn't done any promotion of this because it's not a DC Studios movie. It's not under that brand. I don't know the whole logistics when it comes to that. But you're not going to see the DC Studios logo in front of this movie. This is a Warner Brothers greenlit and production and everything. They didn't put it under the DC Studios brand at all. Even though James Gunn apparently also gave notes on this too, because Todd Phillips did mention that. Kind of wondering what those notes are. But, if the movie fails, you could blame James Gunn. It's always James Gunn's fault. Always James Gunn's fault. But we'll see what happens with it. Look forward to my first reaction tomorrow. Excuse me. Oops. Now. Where is it at? There we go. Now. I'm going to take a little drink on this one. We have the GOAT. The GOAT. The GOAT is returning, guys. Who is the GOAT? Well, it's somebody who walked away from his profession 7 years ago. He's returning. He's coming back. And that GOAT is Daniel Day-Lewis. That's right. No, not Pamela Anderson that's on that ad right there. No. But Daniel Day-Lewis officially ends retirement from acting for Sun's film Anamane. I think I'm saying that right. Probably not. But Daniel Day-Lewis is going to be back after 7 years, after walking away 7 years ago to be a cobbler, I think, right? He was fixing shoes, which I don't know if there's actually a lot right there. I don't think a lot of business going on right there. But Daniel Day-Lewis, widely considered one of the greatest actors of his generation, is emerging from retirement after 7 years away from the big screen. He's starring in Focus Features and Plan B's upcoming film, Anamane, which marks the directorial debut of his son, Ronan Day-Lewis. So, of course, it's just a father helping his son. It's great. He also co-wrote the film, described as an exploration of the intricate relationships between fathers, sons, and brothers, as well as the dynamics of familial bonds. Daniel Day-Lewis will lead the cast of Anamane, his first acting gig since 2017's Phantom Thread. Nice. So there you go. It's going to have Sean Bean in it. So there you go. The GOAT's returning. Mr. Daniel Day-Lewis, back on the big screen. He knew he couldn't stay away for a while. And then, of course, something that he did with his son that is about fathers and sons. So this should be something pretty damn special right here. Yeah, I think we thought the whole cobbler thing was going to be like a role. So, yeah. But apparently, that's probably a passion of his, like the whole cobbler thing. It's probably just like a passion he was taking on and said, whatever. But then at the same time, it's I'm sure he just missed some acting. He missed acting a little bit, so. All right, what else? Let's see. Let's go to the Twitter question. All right, I'm going to mute. There's this one dude in here. Not sure what the hell all that's about, but he keeps on sending weird things, so muted. All right, muted. Yeah, you get one of those weirdo accounts, you're gonna have to mute. So, muted. Get one of the crazies in there, right? Jesus Christ. Todd Phillips already said Gunn had nothing to do with the Joker. Oh, he gave notes, apparently. Apparently, there was he did receive some notes from Gunn, but that's about it. Just little notes. Nothing too crazy there, nerdy. All right, so we got Eric right here. Hey, Dave. Peter Dinklage never actually said not to cast dwarven actors It's common misconception because of Disney's reaction. I wish he'd set the record straight after all the blaming, maybe the publicity tour for his Western, but he was talking about characterization. Oh, okay. I just thought, like, I heard, like, a podcast. I saw a podcast clip where he just, like, complained about that. And I thought that was, yeah, so it was basically him complaining about something and then Disney reacting. James! Hey, Dave, do you think it would be a wise decision for James Gunn to have Matt Reeves be an executive producer or be involved in some way, shape, or form on all Batman-related projects, especially Brave and the Bold? Yes! Especially if Robert Pattinson's Batman doesn't join. Yes! I think if you have Matt Reeves involved in any form, hell yeah. Eye of Stone podcast. Is there something from the Joker that you are hoping the sequel will give some clarity on? Not really. I mean, maybe it'll give clarity on whether, you know, some things in the first movie were like in his head or something like that, which they probably were. Dylan G pre-ordered Deadpool and Wolverine on physical steelbook, and it was almost $70 at Walmart. Kind of disappointing since Best Buy no longer carries it. Prices went up for them. Prices went up for everything. The economy sucks right now. But vote for what's her name, who had no, who's not in current office right now. Cooper Knox. From the impression I'm getting with reviews of Joker 2, it's basically Batman vs. Superman all over again, except Joaquin Phoenix and Lady Gaga bumping uglies. I don't know about that. I don't know if it's exactly that. Nah, I don't know about that. I don't think it's like Batman vs. Superman, but I guess, being a mixed bag and it's a comic book thing, DC, I guess it's kind of like that. Devon Wooter, hey Dave, I'm sad about John Amos. Do you have a favorite movie he did? Die Hard. I forgot he showed up in so many different movies. God, there was something that actually hit my brain and now I lost it. But I remember, he was in Die Hard too. God, there was something that just hit me and it just left. I mean, obviously everybody says Coming to America, but that was, totally lost it. And Lockout. He was Lockout. Okay. I just watched No Time to Die. Do you have a favorite scene? People was crying in the movie theater about James Bond's death. Now, Joker 2, do you think it will make money? Yeah, I think it'll make some money. I just don't know if it's going to make the profit that we're all looking for. It might touch $500 million, but we'll see. I don't know. Sometimes bad word of mouth could drive people to the movie theater, and I mean, there's Lady Gaga as well. Darkness Under the Wind. Dave, question 1. With Reeves and Gunn working together on a Dick and Jason animated movie, do you see this as confirmation Reeves will be sticking around to work on more things, but that take place in the DCU? Absolutely. Question 2. Do you see DC entirely moving away from Bruce Wayne Batman after Matt Reeves finishes his Batman universe and the Batman in the DCU either dies or retires, only seeing him in animation? That'd be risky. I don't know if they want to risk that. It just seems like that would be a little too risky. Mr. Nobody, I said it before and I'll say it again, and I still think that Matt Reeves will be kept in his own universe. However, all of the Elseworlds films projects will technically be part of the multiverse, which is how it could connect to Gunn's future plans. He'll need it for a crisis event. That's an interesting point. That is definitely an interesting point of like, what if stuff's not connected, but then eventually when we get this big, huge, crazy crisis movie that might happen in a decade, maybe it'll be something with that. Interesting point. Probably not going to be the case, but hey, who knows? It's interesting. But, like I said, it's I'm curious, though, when it comes to the whole dynamic duo, the Dick Grayson thing. And, yes, I definitely think that Matt Reeves is he's definitely in it for DC Studios. He's definitely going to be a part of it. And when it comes to Batman stuff, it seems like he's just going to be a part of things. He definitely is. Because you had the Caped Crusader that came out. I mean, obviously that's not a DC Studios. It's not under the DC Studios brand. But, it's not his Batman. And then, of course, you got this. That's not going to be his Bat universe either. It seems like anything that has to do with Batman, he's just like, oh yeah, I'll put my input on it. I'll be all about it. So I don't know. I think if you have Matt Reeves a part of it, good things will happen. Good things will happen, guys. All right. That's today's show. Thank you guys for joining. We'll do a members-only stream after this if you guys want to be a part of it. Become a member. You know, you want to support the channel, you can pick my brain a little bit. And then, of course, we have DC Fanimated that's happening at 8 o'clock Pacific time, which we'll be talking about a Robin-centric episode, which is kind of funny. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, hit that like, thumbs up, do all the things and everything. So, members, I'll see you guys in a little bit. And everybody else, I'll see you guys either later tonight or Friday for the vodka stream. All right, guys. Love ya. Talk to you later.